Welcome to the Thinc Conversation series, where we explore issues shaping South Africa. I'm Mathebula from the Thinc Foundation. I'm in conversation with South Africans. I talk to influencers. This is more than a conversation. It is a thought-provoking engagement for a nation ready for the next 30 to 50-year takeoff. Today, we're exploring the subject of TVET education, how this sector can be a catalyst for economic growth and development. This is a leadership issue. I'm joined by Manakedi, a teacher, literally my former teacher, a former TVET principal, former chief director responsible for TVET Colleges and community colleges. Dumela, ma'am. Legai. No, you can just call him Kaliwi. It's okay, ma'am. Let's go back to the 30 odd years, where I get a ma'am, you knew what to say, But welcome here to the Thinc Conversation. And it's a pleasure for me to have a conversation with you in English, and you've been my English teacher. So I check the prepositions, I check when everything. But let me go to the issues. You have been a teacher, a principal, a regional manager in the country's education system for a while. And then unfortunately, I had a chance to see you when you were still in your vibrant self. When you were literally from college straight on top of us. We got you when you were still sharper than now. And how has the journey been? Have we progressed with an education system as a country?
Thank you, Lucky. I used to call you Fortune, remember? When you were still my student at high school. I've been in education for 43 years. Can you believe it? Naive as I was when I started, but as you say, I was vibrant. I've been prepared to forge on, unafraid character when you're still young. The journey has not been a very easy one. I've been in many positions that I may not say, but from the apartheid era to date, I would want to say things that happened then had to go. Let's agree on that. To say we would not have continued with education system as it was before. It had to go. We had to start somewhere. And starting somewhere has not been an easy place, right from basic education up to higher education, where we are to date. But let me say, let me talk about the TVET sector which I was here for. I left basic education to go to TVET sector out of curiosity. When we grew up, technical colleges were purely meant for white students. Remember, they were established by companies. In Pretoria, I would say they were established by Siemens, which was predominantly white. Some were established by Spoornet, where they took their students for 3 months and come and work. And later on, when we wanted to develop black artisans, so we had to come up with colleges like Tuto Matlali, where I studied as a rector at Tuto Matlali, one of the first women to be recognized by technical colleges. So you imagine when I had to work with those predominantly white male who were coming from Spoornet, who were asking themselves, what does this woman know about technical colleges? And we moved from technical colleges, we merged colleges. For instance, you would find that one technical college, 6 technical colleges were merged into one. That's when the birth of TVET Colleges came in. Okay. It was to massify it, where we were able then to grow bigger, not only bigger in number, but we were able, for instance, to approach industry, one would say that, to change them, because those days you would have an educator or an artisan. That's all you had. But the students, socially, they were not prepared. They were not prepared in many ways. So when we start wanting to prepare them in many ways, that's when we match. And after we match, then we develop education. We develop TVET Colleges. I must say, I enjoyed being part of the change. I've been part of the landscape of TVET Colleges for the many years. And
But what informed that merging? Was it to create common capability, or what made it to be several campuses led by one central point? Well, what was informing that? Because I know you were right at that time when that started.
well, the background one, some would say Kada Asmal messed. I don't think as far as where I was, he messed. Remember, we had, as I said, predominantly white technical colleges, predominantly black technical colleges. And the white technical colleges had an advantage of coming up with, they used to call them APIs, a system that Germany is still using now, that a person has to be in an industry, from an industry goes to class and back to industry. So as we grew, ours would just come to class.
Okay.
And do theory and practical, a bit of practical, which we had at colleges, but not exposed to industry. So the industries still belonged to them. You go to countries like Brazil, where people own industry and they own colleges. So we still had those white colleges that were making it. Their students will get jobs, their students will get anything, and ours will train them to the street.
Okay.
A person has done engineering. At the end, the person doesn't have a job. You find them at a filling station.
But let me then ask you this question. The national dialogue is a reality.
Yeah.
I think now on the 50th, it's interesting that the president is starting the national dialogue on the 15th of August, the Women's Month. And it's so interesting. It's such striking coincidences. Suppose you were to convene a commission at the national dialogue on education. What were those things that you would put in that commission to be discussed about higher education and even basic education? Let's say they say, Manakedi, come convene a commission, we think you are the best. What would you facilitate there? From your own, beyond what people would come?
Yeah, from my own experience and focus on what is to happen. Firstly, I would call basic education and higher education to be together. To me, we tend to be talking past each other. So we tend, if you could see in Gauteng now, Gauteng, Panyaza Lesotho has decided to come up with schools of specialization. Something that TVET colleges are doing. TVET colleges are doing centers of specialization. Are we talking enough? Do we understand what the left hand is doing? That when those students move from a high school or from a school to universities or to college, do we still have that perspective? So what I'm saying, I would definitely wish to have all the stakeholders, including industry in that, to be able to be saying, a student that we get at a high school, in a school of specialization, how does he fit in a TVET colleges and go into a technical, that route, or go into a workplace, or becoming an entrepreneur, a field that we seldom talk about, and I'm happy that TVET colleges already have centers of entrepreneurship in their campuses. So that is one of the things that I would focus on. I also looked at the people that have been appointed. I said to myself, I miss people like Naledi Pando, just to diverse. Because Naledi Pando, Dr. Pando has been a minister of basic education, a minister of education, a minister of higher education, a minister of...
She was one well-rounded woman.
She's a well-rounded woman,
Yeah.
Very well-rounded. Even worked with the present minister, Buti Manamela. Yeah. With that rich experience, she learned to understand TVET colleges. And luckily I was exposed. I worked with her.
But do you think the education sector is ready to have a dialogue about the economy? Not about education.
Yeah.
These education people, but when they sit, they talk about the economy. You think we are ready to get into that conversation?
If we don't do it now, when will we do it? I think we need to. The readiness will learn it as we go, because what informs technical colleges, let me tell you, it's one thing, or TVET colleges: poverty, unemployment, and equality. That's basic to us. Yeah, to say anything that is unemployment causes poverty, and it causes what? Inequality. So we as colleges, we are not supposed to train students to the street. We train them to the employment. And by doing that, you are addressing the economy of the country. We have been flying all over the country. What have you come up with? We were doing it for fun.
Yeah.
It was to learn. I carry an experience to say how Chinese, do their education system. You go to their TVET, they start by producing leather, do shoes, patent them, and sell them.
Just there, I want to follow up on
Yeah.
that. We'll be back with more on the Thinc Conversations.